This guy's rating grapplers from S tier all the way down to F tier. So let's see who he's put in here. He's put Izzy, Yair Rodriguez, Mauricio Hofi, Derek Lewis, Justin Gaethje, Sean O'Malley, Surreal Gun, Dan Egan, Tai Tuivasa. Like Tai Tuivasa, Justin Gaethje. I could see how those guys are maybe F tier grapplers. Derek Lewis, yeah. I wouldn't. I would probably put Izzy in D tier. Same thing with Yair. Same thing with Mauricio Hofi probably. Putting Gun in F tier is absolutely insane. It's literally just his takedown defense. Like, what do you want about Dan Ige at F tier is absolutely crazy though. Then we move on to D tier grapplers, and some of these I can get behind. Cheeto Vera being a D is reasonable. Max Holloway being a D, I see why people will do that, but it's a bit crazy. Putting Michael Chandler at D tier is actually kind of crazy. Like, you do not go to the ground with Charles Oliveira on two separate occasions and not get submitted once just because you are a D tier grappler. No, he is at least a B tier grappler. Then we move on to the C tier grapplers, and this is where I'm really scratching my head a little bit. Like Brian Ortega, the guy who came this close to submitting Alexander Volkanovski in C tier. Are you nuts? The guy that people avoid going to the ground with, Beneil Dariush at C tier, is absolutely insane. Corey Sandhagen at C tier, legitimately crazy. Kyle Barala, like what is this, bro? Then we move on to the B tier grapplers, and this is interesting to say the least. The first thing I'm noticing is how are you putting Hanato Moicano in B tier when Beneil Dariush literally outgrappled him? Like, am I missing something here? I would say that having Tom Aspinall, Diego Lopez, that's all well for the B tier Volk. Yep, I can absolutely get behind all this. Bo Nickel should be C or D tier. His wrestling is not translated super well to MMA, and we haven't really seen enough of him on the ground against a competent fighter, right? Doing it against tomato cans means nothing to me. You have to be able to do it against at least decent level fighters. Then you got guys here, Amagomedov Kalaev, I'd move him to C tier. He's not as good of a wrestler as people think. Now, these A tier grapplers, I can't necessarily disagree with any of them entirely. I mean, having Charles Oliveira in A tier, that's a bit crazy. I'd probably put him up in S tier, but I could see the point. I can kind of see what you're saying. Then we move on to the S tier grapplers, and I agree with pretty much most of these, except for Marab. Now let me explain. It's not that Marab doesn't have technique, it's more that Marab just more so utilizes pace and pressure. Like, he doesn't have the best top control. His opponents are able to get back up a lot. Now, sometimes he lets them get back up, but it still maintains the fact that people are usually able to get up from underneath them. And then when you're talking about on the ground with submissions, he has one submission win over Sean O'Malley, which is a good win and all, but Sean O'Malley's not like this elite level submission grappler. But the rest of these people on the list, yeah, I can absolutely dig. These guys are 100% S tier grapplers.